Alright, so here's what happened. Kourtney Kardashian Barker posted what should have been a completely innocent series of vacation photos on Instagram back in early August. We're talking beautiful beach scenes, sunshine, relaxation, the kind of content that makes the rest of us sitting in our offices incredibly jealous. Just living her best life, right? But here's the thing about the internet. Nothing is ever just innocent. Nothing is ever just a casual vacation photo. Within hours of posting, the comment section exploded with speculation. And I'm not talking about people commenting on the beautiful scenery or asking where she got her swimsuit. No. People immediately started playing Detective One commenter, armed with absolutely zero medical credentials and what I can only describe as an Olympic-level ability to jump to conclusions, decided to post in all caps, because apparently regular caps weren't dramatic enough. Rumors have it that you're pregnant, Kourtney. Not a question, a statement, a declaration, as if they had some kind of insider information or medical degree that gave them the authority to make such a claim. Now let's pause for a second and really think about the audacity of this situation. This is a 46-year-old woman who literally gave birth less than a year ago. Her son Rocky, whom she had with husband Travis Barker, was born in November. At the time of this comment, he wasn't even a year old yet. The woman's body had just performed one of the most incredible biological feats possible, growing and delivering a human being. And here's someone speculating about another pregnancy based on what exactly? A photo angle? A moment captured in time? The math isn't mathing, people. The logic isn't logicking. Here's where Kourtney shows us exactly why she's been able to survive nearly 2 decades in the public eye. Instead of going nuclear, which, let's be honest, would be completely understandable, she kept it simple and direct. She responded with a straightforward denial. No lengthy explanation. No essay about body autonomy. No calling out the commenter by name. Just a simple correction. Essentially, nope. Not pregnant, just living my life, and honestly, that's exactly the energy we all need to channel. Sometimes the best response is the simplest one. Don't feed the trolls. Don't give energy to baseless speculation. Just state the facts and move on with your fabulous life. But what makes this response so powerful is what it represents. It's Kourtney saying, I'm not going to engage with this nonsense more than absolutely necessary. It's her drawing a boundary. It's her refusing to let internet speculation dictate how she lives her life or shares her moments online. This isn't the first time Kourtney has had to deal with pregnancy rumors, and unfortunately, it probably won't be the last. Being a Kardashian essentially means your body becomes public property in the eyes of certain corners of the internet. Every outfit choice gets analyzed. Every photo angle gets scrutinized. Every meal decision apparently needs to be dissected by armchair experts who think they know your body better than you do. It's exhausting just watching it happen from the outside. I can't even imagine what it's like to live through it constantly. Let's zoom out for a moment, because this isn't just about Kourtney Kardashian and one random Instagram comment. This is about a much larger cultural issue that affects women everywhere. Celebrity or not. We live in a society that feels bizarrely entitled to women's bodies and reproductive choices. Think about it. When was the last time you saw someone demanding to know if a male celebrity was expecting? When was the last time a guy posted a beach photo and had to defend his appearance against pregnancy speculation? I'll wait. The silence is deafening, isn't it? This double standard is real, it's pervasive, and it needs to be called out. Women's bodies are constantly under scrutiny in ways that men's simply aren't. We're expected to bounce back immediately after pregnancy. We're judged if we gain weight. We're judged if we lose weight too quickly. We're questioned about our reproductive plans. We're speculated about constantly. And here's the thing, Kourtney Kardashian Barker has 4 incredible kids that she's raised while simultaneously building multiple businesses, maintaining relationships, and dealing with the constant scrutiny that comes with being part of America's most famous family. She has Mason, who's now a teenager, which is wild to think about if you've been watching the family since the early days of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She has Penelope, who's growing up faster than any of us can keep track of. There's Rain, her youngest with Scott Disick, who's already showing so much personality. And then there's baby Rocky, her first child with Travis Barker. Each of these children represents a different chapter of Kourtney's life. Each pregnancy was unique. Each parenting experience has been different. And all of it is played out in the public eye. Let's talk about Kourtney's pregnancy with Rocky, because understanding this context makes the casual pregnancy speculation even more frustrating. Kourtney had Rocky when she was 44 years old. This was not an easy pregnancy, and she was incredibly open about the challenges she faced. We're talking about a woman who documented her entire fertility journey, the ups, the downs, the emotional roller coaster that comes with trying to conceive later in life. During her pregnancy, Kourtney faced a serious medical situation that required urgent fetal surgery. She described this surgery as life-saving, and she was remarkably vulnerable in sharing this experience with her followers. She talked about the fear, the uncertainty, the gratitude for modern medicine, and the relief when both she and her baby came through safely. This wasn't just another celebrity pregnancy announcement followed by a cute baby photo 9 months later. This was a real, raw, vulnerable journey that Kourtney chose to share with the world. She opened up about the medical interventions, the anxiety, the hope, and the ultimate joy of welcoming Rocky into the world. So when someone casually tosses out pregnancy speculation like it's nothing, like it's just a fun guessing game, it hits different when you know the full story. This isn't just about a comment. It's about respecting someone's journey, their body, their autonomy, and the very real challenges they've faced. Pregnancy at any age comes with risks and challenges. Pregnancy over 40 comes with additional considerations, and Kourtney was honest about all of it. She didn't sugarcoat the difficulties. She didn't pretend everything was effortless. She showed the reality, and now, less than a year after giving birth, she's being asked to defend her body against speculation that she's pregnant again. It's invasive. It's exhausting. And frankly, it's disrespectful to everything she's been through. Now let's shift gears for a moment and talk about something beautiful: the Kourtney and Travis love story. Because honestly, their relationship is kind of the antithesis to all this pregnancy rumor nonsense. These two have been serving relationship goals since day one. We're talking about childhood friends who reconnected as adults and built something genuinely real. And in Hollywood, in the Kardashian universe, real is sometimes hard to come by. Travis Barker, the legendary Blink-182 drummer who's worked with everyone from Machine Gun Kelly to Lil Nas X, found his person in Kourtney. And Kourtney, after years of tumultuous relationships that played out on reality TV, specifically her on-again, off-again relationship with Scott Disick, found her person in Travis. Their wedding was absolutely iconic. They didn't just have one ceremony. They had multiple ceremonies because apparently one wasn't enough to celebrate their love. Vegas ceremony? Check. Courthouse ceremony? Check. Full-blown Italian extravaganza complete with family and friends? Triple check. They're the definition of extra in the best possible way. When they announced they were expecting Rocky, the internet collectively lost its mind because everyone could see how genuinely happy they were. This wasn't just another celebrity couple making an announcement. This was two people who had found each other after decades of friendship, who had built something real, and who are now starting a family together. Travis even has a tattoo dedicated to Kourtney's eyes. The man is committed with a capital C. He's all in. And Kourtney, who's been burned before, who's had her relationships dissected and criticized publicly, finally found someone who matches her energy, respects her boundaries, and loves her unconditionally. But here's what's really beautiful about their relationship: their blended family dynamics. Travis has 2 kids, Landon and Alabama, from his previous marriage to Shanna Moakler. Kourtney has her 3 children with Scott. Together, they've created this modern family unit that actually seems to work. They support each other's kids. They show up at events together. They're genuinely invested in making this blended family successful. And now with baby Rocky in the mix, they're navigating new parenthood together, while also being parents to older kids and teenagers. That's not easy. That's not something you just stumble into. That takes work, communication, compromise, and genuine love. It takes showing up every day and choosing each other and choosing this family unit they've created. So when someone comes at Kourtney with pregnancy speculation, they're not just commenting on her body. They're inserting themselves into a family dynamic that has absolutely nothing to do with them. They're making assumptions about choices that are deeply personal and frankly none of their business. Let's get real about the postpartum experience for a second, because I think this is what makes the whole situation even more frustrating and tone-deaf. Kourtney had a baby less than a year before this comment was posted. Do you know what the postpartum period is like? And I'm asking this genuinely because I think a lot of people, especially those who've never been through it, don't fully understand. Your body has just performed a literal miracle. You've grown a human being from scratch. You've delivered that human being into the world. And everything, I mean everything, changes. Your hormones are all over the place. Your body is recovering from one of the most intense physical experiences a human can go through. Sleep deprivation becomes your new normal. You're trying to figure out feeding schedules, sleep schedules, and just keeping this tiny human alive while you're running on fumes. And through all of that, you're trying to bond with your baby, maintain your relationship with your partner, take care of your other children if you have them, and somehow still function as a human being who showers occasionally and maybe eats real meals. Now imagine going through all of that while being in the public eye. Every photo you post is analyzed. Every outfit choice is scrutinized. Every single thing you do is documented and dissected by millions of people. The pressure is unimaginable. Your body is healing. Your body is adjusting. Your body is producing milk if you're breastfeeding. Your body is recovering from major physical trauma because yes, giving birth is traumatic for your body even when everything goes perfectly. And then someone has the audacity to look at a vacation photo and speculate about whether you're pregnant again. Based on what? A bloated day? Water retention? The angle of the photo? The fact that you're actually eating and nourishing your body? The level of intrusion is staggering. The lack of respect is mind-boggling. And the fact that this happens not just to Kourtney, but to women everywhere, celebrities and regular people alike, shows just how normalized this behavior has become. What's particularly interesting about this whole situation is how it reflects our current social media culture and the weird parasocial relationships we've developed with celebrities. Instagram comments have become this bizarre space where people feel entitled to say whatever pops into their heads. No filter, no second thoughts, no consideration for the fact that there is an actual human being on the other end who will read these words. There's this fundamental disconnect where people forget that celebrities are real people with feelings, families, and lives that extend far beyond what they post online. Just because someone shares parts of their life on social media doesn't mean every aspect of their existence is up for public debate, speculation, or commentary. The Kardashian-Jenner family has obviously built an empire on sharing their lives. That's literally their brand. Keeping Up with the Kardashians ran for 20 seasons. They've shared their relationships, their businesses, their struggles, their triumphs. They've let cameras into their homes and their lives in ways that most people never would. But here's the thing. There's a massive difference between sharing your life on your own terms and having people make assumptions or demands about your personal choices. Kourtney posts vacation photos because she wants to share moments of joy and relaxation with her followers. She's not posting them as an invitation for amateur gynecologists to weigh in on her reproductive status. She's not asking for medical opinions from strangers. She's simply sharing a moment from her life. And let's talk about the rumors have it phrase for a second. What rumors? Started by whom? Based on what evidence? Where did these rumors originate? This is the internet echo chamber in action. Someone makes a baseless claim. Other people repeat it without verification. More people see the repetition and assume there must be some truth to it. And suddenly, it's a rumor that needs to be addressed. It's exhausting. It's nonsensical, and it puts the burden on the celebrity to constantly defend themselves against speculation that never should have existed in the first place. Kourtney's response, while simple, sends a powerful message that I think we should all pay attention to. It says, I'm not going to engage with this nonsense more than I have to. It says, I'm going to correct the misinformation and move on with my life. It says, my body is my own, and I don't owe anyone an explanation. It says, I'm not going to let baseless speculation dictate how I live, what I post, or how I share my life. This is a masterclass in setting boundaries in the digital age. Because the truth is, you can't control what people say about you online. You can't stop the speculation. You can't prevent people from making assumptions, but you can control how you respond. You can control how much energy you give to these situations. You can control where you draw your boundaries. And Kourtney has clearly decided that her boundary is simple correction, then moving on. No drama, no lengthy explanations, no feeding into the speculation. Just facts, then done. We could all learn something from this approach. How many times do we find ourselves getting sucked into online arguments or feeling the need to over-explain ourselves to strangers? How often do we give energy to people who honestly don't deserve it? Kourtney's approach reminds us that sometimes the most powerful response is the simplest one. State your truth. Set your boundary. Move on. This situation also highlights some broader issues about how we treat women in the public eye and women in general when it comes to reproductive choices. Society has this bizarre obsession with women's reproductive timelines, as if there's some universal checklist that everyone needs to follow. When are you getting married? When are you having kids? When are you having another kid? Why did you wait so long? Why did you start so early? Why do you only have one? Why do you have so many? The questions are endless. The judgment is relentless. And the expectation that women should have answers readily available for all these deeply personal questions is wild. Men simply don't face this same level of scrutiny. They're not constantly asked about their family planning. Their bodies aren't speculated about. Their reproductive choices aren't considered public property. This is a gender issue. This is a respect issue. This is a boundary issue, and it affects all women, not just celebrities. How many of us have been asked invasive questions about when we're having kids or when we're having another one? How many of us have had relatives, friends, or even strangers make comments about our bodies or our reproductive choices? The Kourtney situation is just a very public, very visible example of something that happens to women every single day. And maybe by talking about it, by calling it out, by refusing to normalize this behavior, we can start to shift the culture. So what's the takeaway from all this? First, celebrities are human beings who deserve the same respect and privacy that we all want for ourselves. Just because someone shares their life publicly doesn't mean every aspect of their existence is up for speculation. Second, women's bodies are not public property. Reproductive choices are personal. Pregnancy is personal. And nobody owes strangers an explanation about their body, their choices, or their family planning. Third, we all need to think before we comment. Before you type something on social media, ask yourself, is this necessary? Is this kind? Is this something I would say to this person's face? Would I want someone to say this to me? Or to someone I love? And finally, let's celebrate Kourtney for handling this situation with grace. and for setting a boundary that more of us should feel empowered to set. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think about this whole situation. Do you think pregnancy speculation crosses a line? How do you think celebrities should handle these kinds of comments? Also, let me know what other topics you want me to cover, because I love hearing from you all. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.